everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name's Alexa Ray, and welcome to another video. Welcome to a really cool and kind of different type of video on my channel. Guys, I recently got my hand on the cutest book journal ever. Literally, this is the cutest thing I have ever freaking seen. I've been wanting to start a reading journal for so long now, literally months. I wanted to start documenting like all the books I was reading, my favorite quotes, my favorite characters, tropes, stuff like that. I was doing a lot of research. I saw most people on YouTube and Instagram kind of like made their own. They looked so freaking cute and aesthetic. I just feel like I don't want to say I'm not creative enough to make my own book journal. I don't have like a steady enough hand to draw up my own journal, I guess. I saw people making like these cute little book drawings and like book charts and book trackers. I couldn't do it. It didn't work out for me. I even tried using like rulers and stuff like that to make like the lines perfectly straight, and it just wasn't it, okay? Like your girl could not do it. I've been looking around for like the past like few weeks, few months for like an already pre-made reading journal that had all the cute drawings and stuff like that. 2 days ago, I found the cutest reading journal I have ever seen on the internet. It's by the brand Kunitsa. I don't know if that's how you actually pronounce it. This brand has like 2 or 3 really cute reading journals. They have planners, stuff like that, and it is so perfect. It's literally like my dream reading journal. It comes in this blush pink color, and then it has like a gold metallic lettering on it. This is like really nice quality too. It's like a leather hardcover book, and I'm so excited because in today's video we are going to be setting up my first ever reading journal. I'm so freaking excited. We're gonna be setting it up, kind of going through all the books I've read so far this year and trying to recap on everything we've read. I'm really excited to go more into depth with like this whole reading journal and show you guys like all the really cute pages in it. I will have it linked down below for you guys if you want to check it out. I got mine off of Amazon for like 2-day shipping, but you can also just buy it off their website. I'm so freaking excited to finally be sitting here setting up my reading journal with you guys. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, I'm so excited. So this reading journal literally has like everything and more that I was like looking for in a reading journal. When you open it up, it just has like the basic belongs to page. There's different sections in this book, and each section is divided up by quotes. First one is from Oprah Winfrey. Reading is a way for me to expand my mind, open my eyes, and fill up my heart. Look how cute that is. So each section has like a different book quote, and this first section is just like the index, so I can write down what books I review here and what page I reviewed them on, and it gives you like a few pages for the index, which is super cool. A reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. The man who never reads lives only one. Right in the beginning of the book, it kind of gives you like directions on how to set it up, what's inside of it, and then immediately after we have our reading tracker. This is just a daily reading tracker. It goes by months, and then each day you read, you can like check it off, color it in, whatever you prefer, which I am really excited about because I feel like that's such a cute like little thing I didn't even think about tracking, is like how many days a month I actually read. Then we have a little reading challenge tracker. We have a TBR list, which I think is super cool, and it even has like a recommended section, so like I can put down who inspired me to read that book or recommended that book to me. There's a few pages of that. That's something I was really looking for in a reading journal, was to make sure there were like several pages of certain things, because I do like read a lot, so I need a lot of pages to mark down all the books I read. Another cutie quote. Then we go in to our wrap-ups, books finished, stuff like that. I think this is so cute. I think this is a super fun way to keep track of the books you read. I also love that you get to color in your own like stars and ratings. And then we go in to the favorite book section, which we already know that's going to be a heavy section for me because I rarely read a book that I don't like, and I have a lot of 5-star reads. There are plenty of pages for the favorite book section, which I also very much appreciate. It also gives you like a little section here to write down the genre of it, which I think is really cool to kind of keep track of like the different genres I read throughout the year. We hit another book quote, which means the start of a new section, and we are on the DNF section, which I seriously wanted so badly in my reading journal. So many people talk about the books they didn't finish finish and like why they didn't finish it. I love that there's like a section here to talk about why you didn't finish a book. Next up, we have a books lent out and a books borrowed chart. I think this is really neat. I rarely borrow books, but I still really like this section just in case the day comes and I do decide to start borrowing books instead of just buying every single book. The final section is the most important section in this entire journal. It is the actual reviewing the book section. I got the ambitious reading journal. There's like 2 reading journals you can choose between, and it's like the ambitious one and then just like the basic one. In the basic one, there's space for I believe like 45 book reviews. In the ambitious journal, there's like 150 pages for book reviews. So I went with the ambitious one just because I am a very ambitious reader. Right in the top left corner, all the pages are marked review, and if you go all the way to the right corner of that page, there's an option to check off a book or an audiobook, which I think is really cool because I know audiobooks are so popular. Directly underneath is where you'd write in the title and the author of your book. Then we have a cute little detail box where you mark in the genre, pages, first published, original language, which I think is really cool. I never even thought to look into something like that. You can put in who recommended it to you, and then you can also put in people you recommend the book to yourself, which I think is cool. Directly to the right of the detail box, we have a start date, a finish date, and then we have 3 little trackers here. How exciting it was, ease of reading, and my overall rating. I already know I'm gonna have like so much fun just filling that out alone and making it all cute and colorful. Directly below that, we have 3 little questions and sections to kind of fill it out. The first one is, what did you think about the book? Second, we have, what was the most interesting, intriguing, challenging, and surprising about the book? And then last but not least, we have, what are you going to take away from this book? I think this is a really cool section to dig deep in your thoughts about like how you felt about that book. And I think by doing that, it really helps you determine like your true overall rating of that book. A lot of the time, I just really love books and I just immediately give them 5 stars. I feel like answering these 3 questions would really help me determine my true overall rating for a book. The next page is completely blank and it's actually for your thoughts and quotes. I love this page because there's so many quotes that I like love and take away from books. I think this is gonna be so helpful too for when I'm doing book reviews on my channels or monthly wrap-ups, because I can really just go back and look at my thoughts, look at my quotes, and share them with you guys. I just feel like that is such a cool feature, and really it's gonna help me out when I'm making these types of videos for you guys, but also just like makes me happy that I can go back and look at some of my favorite moments in books and kind of like relive those moments. So these are the 2 pages that you get to review the book. I feel like it is more than enough room to do a book review on, and it definitely covers every single thing you need to do a full-on book review. The very last pages of this journal give you like example layouts. I think this is really nice because it's kind of like a stepping stone and a guide on how to fill out your journal. That's basically it for this reading journal. Something else that I think is so cute is it comes with built-in bookmarks, 1 pink one and 1 off-white one. So this is what we are going to be filling out today and setting up. I'm really excited. So far in the year of 2022, I believe I've read roughly like 35 books. The goal is to hit 50. I definitely slowed down like the past like 2 months just because of school starting up, wedding planning, stuff like that. Life has been really hectic, but the goal is to hit 50 books in the year of 2022. We have 35 books that I'm going to attempt to fill out today. I don't know if we'll fill out every single book just because like some books I really can't recall. But I'm so happy I was finally able to find a reading journal that I was just obsessed with, matches like my aesthetic. I want to share this other like reading journal with you guys. I picked this up maybe like 2 months ago. It's actually going to be part of my 50K giveaway. So we are like 5K away, I think, from hitting 50K on my channel, which is crazy. Can we just take a moment? Cannot thank you guys enough for being here, for wanting to hang out with me and talk about books all day long. So for 50K, I am going to be doing a giveaway as well as an announcement on my channel, and this is going to be part of it. It is absolutely adorable. It is the same vibe as my reading journal, except it's in book club format. So you're technically supposed to use it in a book club and take notes and stuff like that. So right here is kind of where you pick out the book you're reading and your thoughts and opinions. And then there is a little meeting page where you basically jot down all the notes from the meeting, what other people said and thought about the book. I just thought this was another super cool reading journal to use in like a book club format 50K giveaway, guys. We're so close. I can't believe it. Something else I picked up with my reading journal were these adorable little colored book tabs. I love tabbing my books, and I'm slowly getting into the world of annotating my book. I've always been against like drawing and writing my book, but things are changing. I feel like every season I turn into like a completely new version of myself, and this season is the season I finally annotate my books. I am going to be doing a video on annotating my books and stuff like that, but I thought I'd share these with you. I got these for $7 on Amazon, guys. They also come on like these plastic little rulers that you can actually attach into your agenda, your planner, your notebook, stuff like that. So I thought that was so cute, and literally $7 on Amazon. Like, you can't go wrong with these. They're absolutely adorable. Okay, guys, so I changed into something a little bit more comfier, and I also picked out all the books I've read so far in 2022. It doesn't seem like a lot, but like that's like 35 books right there. So I feel like we're making good progress to the 50 book goal. According to Goodreads, I am 68% through my reading goal. I'm 2 books behind schedule though. I've only read a total of 34 of 50 books so far this year. Like I mentioned, I haven't read like a lot of books, especially in this month alone. I have spent all of September reading Twisted Lies. It is just, I don't know. It's not like this is a bad book either. Like, I am obsessed with this book. I only have like the littlest bit to go, but it is super long. This is about 560 pages long, so it's a pretty long book for me. I've been spending most of September just reading this book because I'm like back to school. It's just, I don't have a lot of time to read as much as I really would like to. I have high hopes that we are going to catch up. We're only 2 books behind schedule. I'm almost done with this one. I have my reading journal here. I got some cutie little markers. We have some highlighters, some gel pens. I also have like some colored pencils. Before we jump into this, I just want to show you guys this really quick. It's not sponsored. I just got this in the mail. It is the cutest freaking thing I think I've ever gotten in the mail. I got this cute little box in the mail with a book and like these little things in it. It's called a book talk box, and they do monthly subscription book boxes where they send you a book every month, but they also put like cute little gifts in it to go with the book and go with the month. So they sent me their September box, and I got this sip and read mug, which I am obsessed with. This is the cutest little thing ever. I love mason jars. They also sent me this fall candle, which smells so good. Oh my god. It smells like New York in the fall. It's perfect. It's a butterscotch chai candle, and it has like cutie little fall leaves in it and glitter. They sent me this cute little bookmark, which I love. They also sent me a little print that just says read more. And September's book is To Wake a Kingdom by Nisha J. Tooley. This is what it looks like. It looks really cool if you ask me. I'm excited. After 100 years, I awake not to true love's kiss, but to a blade at my throat. I'm excited. I really love this cover. It looks so aesthetic. I just want to share this with you guys because I thought this whole like concept of doing a book talk box is so adorable. Like, are you kidding? Anyways, we are gonna jump right into this video. I feel like I've been rambling a ton. I apologize. It's finally time to set up my reading journal. I am so freaking excited. So it starts with the index, of course. That makes sense. We're not gonna fill out anything there just yet, just because I'm gonna wait till we do a few book reviews and then we can go through and kind of like organize it. We have the daily reading tracker, which I am going to fill out right now. I'm kind of upset that like it's October, so it's the end of the year. So I'm only gonna be using like these last 4 months. See, this is where I get really nervous because I want it to look so cute. If I'm nervous, I'm going to make it look bad. I don't know why I was thinking so hard about this because I literally could only fill out literally the year in 1 box. Next up we have the reading challenge tracker and the books to read tracker. And I'm going to put down like my 2022 reading goal, and then maybe on these next few pages I'll use them as like quarterly goals or something. I feel like that would be really cool because I don't have enough to do monthly goals, but I do have enough to do like quarterly goals. So we are going to fill out this first reading challenge as books I want to read in 2022. And then I'm just going to go through on this first page and write down the books that I know I want to read for sure in the year of 2022. I have a lot of books I really want to read, guys. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. That definitely took way longer than it probably should have. So I filled out my reading challenge for 2022 as well as added in books I wanted to read for the rest of the year. This is what it looks like. As you can see, I kind of like shaded in the book here, and then I went all the way up to the 68% marker, about 68% through my entire goal. So once I finish up Twisted Lies, I'll probably hit the 70% marker. So I just shaded in the bookmark. I added these cutie little stars. Again, I am not the best when it comes to drawing, okay? I put in 50 books. My start date was January 1st, 2022, and my end date is December 31st, 2022. And then right over here is like my TBR for the rest of the year. Literally for the rest of 2022, the next 3-4 months, all these books I am hoping to get through. And if I do get through these books, we will definitely be hitting my 50 book goal. This is what it looks like. I just like made the list of books and then I added in all the authors next to it. We have The Final Gambit, Love on the Brain, It Starts With Us, Addicted to You, The Fine Print, the rest of the Off-Campus series, the Selection series, just like the movies, Hooked, Throttle, Chatter Me, Cruel Prince, Red Queen, Wicked, One of Us is Lying, Good Girl, Bad Blood, The Silent Patient, The Ex-Hex, The Dead Romantics, Shadow and Bone, The Hating Game, Book Lovers, One True Loves, and Layla by Colleen Hoover. These are all really popular books that I feel like everyone has been reading this year. Right next to this list is this little section that says recommended by, where you would just put like who recommended you the book. I don't think I'm gonna go through and really fill that out because like I mentioned, a lot of these books are book recs from you guys, as well as just me like kind of picking up the books when I'm at Barnes & Noble randomly and stuff like that. So, and if anything, I might use it as kind of like a checklist type of thing. So once I finish like one of the books, I'll go through and like put like a little check mark or something. So far, it is looking so cute. Now that we have filled out that, we are going to skip ahead a few pages to the next section. Now we are on to the books finished section. This is what the layout looks like. Right over here, we just have a cutie little pile of books. And then right next to it, we have the books finished section, as well as a little rating column where I can put in my star rating. We have 34 books. So I'm gonna go through and basically just transfer my star ratings from Goodreads into my journal here and like color them in and make it all cute. So it's really funny, filling out the books I finished. It made me realize how many Colleen Hoover books I've read this year. I've read 12 of her books throughout the year so far. I have like 4 or 5 more of her books on my TBR for the rest of 2022. Yeah, this was crazy. As I was going through and filling out the books I read this year, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm writing Colleen Hoover's name like over and over again. What the heck? It's a little bit later. I took about like an hour to actually fill this out and color the books in. I wanted to take my time with it because I wanted to look like super cute and just like perfect, but I colored in all the books corresponding with like their book covers. It Ends With Us has like a pink cherry blossom theme to the cover, so I colored it pink. All Your Perfects has like this lavender purple cover with daisies on it. Reminders of Him, I did almost like this little ombre color because it has like a beautiful rainbow on it. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it looks so freaking cute. And then over here, I started writing down all the books I've read so far in 2022, as well as my book ratings, which I have to say, look how cute this is. I just went through and I colored in the star ratings. I really had fun with this, especially because you probably can't notice because the stars are itty bitty, but I actually gave some of the books like half-star ratings because I was unable to do that on the Goodreads app. So I thought, why not take advantage of doing it myself now? It Ends With Us, I gave a 4.5-star rating just because that book was like the first Colleen Hoover book I ever read. Well, I feel like we all already know why, but this book destroyed like everybody who read it. The craziness that happened in this book, I thought it was beautiful though. I love the storyline. Cannot wait. It Starts With Us comes out in like 2 weeks, I think. 2 or 3 weeks. I cannot freaking wait. It's on my TBR. All Your Perfects I gave a 3.5-star rating to. It's not my favorite Coho book, so I was happy I was able to give it a 0.5 rating. The Summer I Turn Pretty series, I also gave the last 2 books in the series 3.5-star ratings. I thought book 1 was super cute, and then book 2 and book 3 I just feel like went off the rails completely, and I really enjoyed it, but they just weren't like 5-star reads for me. Yeah, I'm just so freaking obsessed with how this turned out. It makes me so happy like seeing this page. I'm like, oh my gosh, I read all these books. I feel like so good about myself knowing that I was able to make it through like so many amazing books. So this is the first part of it, which I am absolutely obsessed with. And then I did have to fit some of them on the next page. This page is so crazy because I have some of my least favorite reads on here and some of my all-time favorite reads. Right here at the top, we have 3 Coho books that I didn't vibe with. They were my least favorite reads of the year so far. Heartbones, Maybe Someday, and Maybe Not. I gave all 3 books 3-star ratings. I love Colleen Hoover's writing style. That's why I could never really give her too poor of a star rating, because I love her writing style and I love her storytelling. I didn't like these books of hers just because I wasn't too big on the trope in Maybe Someday. Heartbones, I just hated the storyline towards the end. It just wasn't my favorite. The next 8 books on this list are all 5-star reads. They are some of my favorite reads of 2022. We have Love in Other Words and The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. These books were so amazing. I read them this past summer. I am absolutely obsessed with Love in Other Words. It's a friends to lovers trope, guys, okay? I never liked that trope, and that book changed my mind completely. It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey was such a slow read up until like 100 pages, and it was just amazing after then. It like totally took off. Then we have Twisted Love, which is changing my life currently. It is like probably my favorite series at the moment. Right after that, I read The Deal by Elle Kennedy, which is book 1 in the Off-Campus series. Absolutely loved it. Garrett Graham is such a gem. Right after that, I went back into the Twisted series. I read Twisted Games, Twisted Hate, and I'm currently reading Twisted Lies. Absolutely freaking amazing. I'm obsessed with the Twisted series, guys. But this is what it looks like, and then I colored in the cutie little books to go with it. I'm absolutely obsessed with how these pages turned out. Believe it or not, this took me an hour to do, okay? Like, I haven't talked to you for like at least an hour because I was really taking my time with coloring these in and writing the names. I brought my Coho books over because I just could not believe how many I've read this year. I think that is so crazy, but also like such a cool accomplishment. We are now to the favorite book section. So in this section, I'm gonna go through and write down all my all-time favorite books. I don't know, is that like every book I've read so far this year except for maybe like 3 or 4 of them, because I feel like I've had such an amazing reading year so far. I think what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to do like process of elimination. We're gonna go through all the books I read this year, kind of weigh them out. So I have all the books that I've read so far in the year of 2022. We're gonna go through and just kind of see which ones are like my all-time favorite ones. I feel like the easiest pile to probably go through right now is my Coho pile. So I already know like majority of these books are like my all-time favorite books. It Ends With Us. I'm definitely gonna go back, reread, and notate. I cannot wait for book 2 to come out. Literally, we're so close to it. I can't believe it. Confess is one of my top 3 Coho books, as well as Ugly Love. So freaking good. Regretting You, I really liked it. I just don't know if I'd go back and like reread it and annotate it. Book 1 and 2 in the Maybe Someday series, I hope I never have to reread those again. I'm so sorry if you guys are big fans of that book. Heartbones, I probably will not reread, to be honest. Hopeless by Colleen Hoover. This is probably my #1 top favorite book by Colleen Hoover. I think it's so freaking underrated. If you haven't read this book, I highly recommend it. It is my favorite Colleen Hoover book of like all time. All Your Perfects I could probably do without. November 9th is like kind of iffy. It takes place in the same universe as Ugly Love, which I really love. And I think the storyline is like so crazy and so good. I'm gonna put it in the pile and say yes, because there are some quotes in this book that are like some of my all-time favorite book quotes. Reminders of Him. This book is another one, like with November 9th. I don't know. I'm gonna put it in the pile just because I feel like I would go back and reread it. And then last but not least, we have Verity. This is like a thriller romance. I'm just gonna put this in the no pile for now, just because it was a little bit too twisted for me. So now we are moving on to this other crazy pile. Oh my goodness. We have The Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy. I like the book series. I like the show more though. Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch. I read this a few months ago, I think like in the springtime. It's super cute, but it wasn't like my favorite. People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. If you've been around on my channel for a hot minute, you know how I feel about this book. Kisses and Croissants by Anne-Sophie Johanna. This was so cute, but like again, the ending was too rushed, one, and I feel like it could have done without the big plot twist at the very end. Non-Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. I really love this book. Like, this was such a good book, and I do recommend it to so many people, but I don't think I'd go back and reread it. We have book 2 in the Bridgerton series, The Viscount Who Loved Me, another book series where I actually prefer the TV show over the books. The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. This book I would like to go back and like reread and give another chance to, but it's definitely not one of my favorites. We have Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is so freaking cool and iconic. Not one of my favorites though. Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I absolutely 100% will be going back to reread that and annotate it. It is so freaking cute. It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I freaking loved this book. It was so good. I don't know if I'd reread it though. The Love Hypothesis by Allie Hazelwood. Avi, one of my favorite books of the year. Archer's Voice by Nia Sheridan. This is my all-time favorite book of 2022 and probably like ever. If you've been around for a hot minute, you're probably so sick of me talking about Archer's Voice, but I just can't help it. This book is amazing. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend. Then we have book 1 and 2 in the Inheritance Games. I will be going back and rereading those books. They are so freaking good. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is just like the coolest book of my entire life. The Deal by Elle Kennedy. Obviously one of my all-time favorites. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I'm gonna put it in the favorites pile because it was my first mystery type of thriller read, and I really enjoyed it, and it didn't like freak me out too much after reading it. So last but not least, we have the Twisted series. I am absolutely obsessed with this series. We have a lot of enemies to lovers, fake dating. They're just absolutely amazing. Just like Archer's Voice, I will probably spend the rest of my life rereading these books because I don't know if I'll ever recover from them. Okay, so we have about 18 books here that we are going to add into the reading journal. These are like my all-time favorite books that I 100% know I'll go back, reread, annotate, stuff like that. So we are going to add that in, and then we're going to move to the next section. Okay, I just finished filling it all out. This is what it looks like. I messed up Colleen Hoover's name up here. I didn't put 2 O's in her last name. We added 18 books to my favorite books list. Now we can move on to the next section. The next section is the did not finish section. So this is for like books that you didn't finish and you kind of explained why you didn't finish them. I haven't read a book yet where I didn't finish it, even though there's been books that I really don't like. I've always pushed myself to finish it. So we actually don't have anything to fill out in this section just yet. The next section is the books lent out and books borrowed section. I talked briefly about this in the beginning of my video. I don't lend out my books typically, but I should lend them out because I have so many friends and family who are always asking to borrow books. This is really cool because like I can keep track of the books I like give out to people. And then right here is the books borrowed page. So books I borrow from like people, the library, stuff like that. So now we've hit the actual book review pages themselves. This is like the big part of this whole journal where I basically, after every book I read, I'll go in, I'll write down my thoughts and opinions about the book, if I liked it, if I didn't like it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Twisted Lies as my first book review in this, just because I feel like if I went through all the books I've read this year and added them into this book, they wouldn't be realistic. I feel like I can't recall a lot of the thoughts and like opinions I had on most of these books because it's been like literally months since I've read them. It wouldn't really make sense for me to go in and like re-review these books in this journal. So I think I'm just gonna put like current and future reads in here. Starting with Twisted Lies, I literally only have like 150 pages left. I'm so freaking excited to actually start putting book reviews in here. Again, I just feel like it's gonna be so cool to go back and look at my thoughts and opinions on these books. I also think it'll be really helpful for when I'm like filming videos and I have to recall like certain things that happened. Okay everyone, that is all for my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had fun. Thank you so much for hanging hanging out with me today and setting up my first ever reading journal. I am so beyond excited to start this up and start adding book reviews and stuff like that. I will definitely keep you guys updated on this throughout like future videos. If you follow me on Instagram, I'll probably always be posting about this because I am literally obsessed with it. We did a lot of setting up today and coloring. I am absolutely obsessed with how everything turned out. I think the book's finished page is definitely like one of my favorites out of this just because it turned out so freaking cute. Next time we talk, hopefully we will be filling out the first book review in this journal with Twisted Lies. Like I said, I only have 150 pages left to go in that book, so literally going to be finishing it very, very soon. Let me know down below if you guys like kind of seeing how I set up my reading journal and if you would like to see more of it maybe in future videos. Maybe when we do like monthly wrap-ups, monthly TBRs, if you'd like to see a section in those videos of me filling this out, stuff like that. I will have this exact reading journal linked in my description box, so if you guys want to check it out. Again, I just got mine off of Amazon and it was 2-day shipping, so literally came so fast. But if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up because it really helps me out, lets me know that you like these types of videos, you like filling out my reading journal with me, you like my wrap-ups, my TBRs, my book shopping vlogs, and all that super fun book related content. And then of course, don't forget to subscribe down below if you'd like to see more of me, because I post every single week and sometimes I post like more than once a week, more than twice a week, kind of just depends on like how crazy and wild life is. But generally I try to post as often as I can because I love hanging out with you guys and chit-chatting about books. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys had fun. I feel like this video was a little bit different from my typical style of videos, but I thought it'd be a super fun and chill video to film, kind of just hang out with you guys. But I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day and I'll see you in my next video.